Right, okay then, Kim. So, set it wise for me again, much better now, okay? Very, very good in terms of your grip position, everything else posture-wise, very, very good. Swing issue now we're going to focus on is your sort of weight shift. We talked about your arms sort of falling down last week, about getting a sort of drop to the golf ball.
Yeah.
And as you said, you found occasions you're whacking the ground behind the ball quite regularly and thumping it quite hard, okay?
Yeah.
If we look here now, I know it's from a different side from face or from downline, but you'll see the footwork in terms of the movement obviously a lot clearer. As you went back again, good backswing, the top of the backswing here now. As you go back, very, very good. Arms are working down nicely here, okay? This is actually okay to hear, but as you start putting the speed on now, you're not actually transferring the weight through the lower half properly.
Yeah.
Left foot starts spinning. Now you've got away with this one for a reasonable contact because your feet are fairly flat there, but after the shot now, as you can see, the left foot doing this. Now this happens literally a split second earlier. You're in the ground behind the ball because your weight's going to just be sort of back here, sort of just a bit behind the ball doing this, rather than just being on top of the ball, or if anything, a little bit to the left. So the feeling you want to try and get now, kind of sort of, there's a finish line now through your left foot.
Yeah.
Swing to the top of the backswing. You're now going to bump your hip, so the gap now between that green line there and your hip, you're going to close that by moving to that left side. Okay, so move to the left side here, move back to the golf ball. So your weight shift is going towards target, towards the golf ball, and that's going to change your sternum, okay, now to be on top of the golf ball. If your left foot is doing this movement here and is on its toe with the heel off the ground and your right foot's flat, a pretty good chance your sternum now is going to be somewhere back here. And that's where your low point of your golf swing is going to be. So you should start thumping, and that's exactly it. And what you'll find, if you keep whacking the ground behind the ball there and it starts hurting, you're going to go, okay, I'll miss the ground.
Yeah.
So you'll start doing the same movement, just lifting your arms to miss the ground, and then you start topping the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
So you either hit the ground and it goes nowhere, or you hit the top of the ball and it goes nowhere. So
Yeah.
either way, not going to be an ideal result, okay? As you see when you swing through here now, that was the bump move there. Go back, bump to the left side, get that feeling, go back, and then hit the golf ball. And that footwork there compared to that there, very different, okay? And I think what I would suggest in terms of practice is maybe to warm up, do sort of 4 or 5 of these swings where you start doing kind of this movement here now, sort of feeling that motion back and through, just how your body's going to sort of move, and just get used to your hips, your shoulders, your body moving, just feel your feet, your ankles kind of rolling. As you would do, I guess, playing hockey, kind of warm up a little bit, sort of small little skates, get loosened up anyway. You wouldn't go straight bang and go flat out, okay? So take your time, build yourself up to that position, swinging your body to the left side here as we can see, and then do 2 or 3 of those swings, and when you feel kind of ready, just hit the golf ball. And then maybe 4 or 5 of them with that kind of bump movement, 1, 2, I think on 3 you tend to hit the golf ball most of the time, which is fine. And then hit 5 shots then without that kind of like bump hit. Yeah. How do they go? The first one you did that was a little bit kind of clean on the ball. It didn't quite get the ground there, which is okay. Then you sort of seem to find your swing now, okay? If you have, say, 4 or 5 that are really bad, go back to the drill again. Just get that movement there better, okay? And you've got to be careful that you're not buckling it too far, okay? Or obviously doing that movement there. Yeah. There's always a too much and a too little you can do in golf, okay? You can move too much to the left or not enough to the left, okay? That's what we want to try and see. And again, that finish position, which I think you did on all your practice swings when you weren't trying to hit the golf ball. Okay, you swing back in and go, wee, and there's no problem. Then when the ball got there, you kind of almost try to do this with the body and try to throw the club down. And that hitting the ball element was sort of throwing you down this way. Energy was going backwards, club it in the ground, foot doing this spinning around here. Using a lot more energy to get a lot less effort to the golf ball, and the ball was just going weaker and lower, yeah? Or hitting the ground beyond the golf ball. And then as again, any golfer, good, bad or indifferent, if you're thumping the ground and it starts hurting because the mats can get quite hard, you can deliberately miss the mat. I mean, if I said you make a swing now, miss the mat, you could go, okay, fine, miss it by miles. You've missed the golf ball, obviously. Then you kind of figure out where I can sort of just miss the mat and clip the ball, but then you'd be catching the ball there, Kim, kind of on the top here. So he's going to hit on the ground. So, no good. Okay, does that make sense, yeah? Yeah. Good stuff. I've got to say, they're very, very impressive movements now in terms of, last we discussed, obviously, the arms dropping, so that movement now is kind of just happening, okay? Yeah. Just work on that body movement there, moving to the left side. Simple little drill you can do even at home. I get students sort of stand there with a club on their left foot like so, and just get used to their body twisting this way. So this becomes kind of the more natural move to make. Okay. Just rotate that right hip around towards your left foot, and get guys to that when they're brushing their teeth. You stand still for 2 minutes, or you can do something for 2 minutes, okay? Yeah. This will just become the most natural move after. If you do that twice a day for 2 minutes, after a month, you just think, oh, this is easy peasy. Yeah. There'll be no thought of actually doing it, you just do it naturally, okay? Okay. And again, it'll improve that range of motion through the obliques, okay? Right, have a couple more then. Good stuff. Any questions on that at all, okay? Does that kind of make sense, yeah? Yeah, that's making sense. Good, good, good.